In gardening, there are few soil building methods as quietly powerful as the one passed down through Amish farming traditions. It's not complicated, it doesn't require fancy equipment, and it doesn't depend on expensive fertilizers. Yet this method has been proven, season after season, to turn tired, worn-out soil into a deep, dark, fertile bed capable of sustaining high-yield crops without synthetic inputs. The secret lies in the way manure and straw are layered, creating a slow-release nutrient bank and a living microbial factory right beneath the soil surface. Many gardeners try to mimic this but fail because they don't understand the precise balance, thickness, and timing involved. Today we'll break down exactly how the Amish do it, why it works so effectively, and how you can use this same layering technique in your own garden to see, rapid improvements in soil health and plant productivity. The Amish are not bound by modern farming fads. Their techniques have stood the test of time because they are built around biology and natural cycles. At the heart of this method is the understanding that soil fertility is not about dumping nutrients in. It's about creating an environment where those nutrients are stored, transformed, and delivered to plants in a steady, reliable flow. Manure brings in raw nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, and a spectrum of micronutrients. Straw provides the carbon structure that feeds the decomposers and balances the high nitrogen content of the manure. Together, when laid in controlled layers, they create a decomposition process that's slow, steady, and biologically rich. Instead of a quick nutrient flush that leaches away after the first rain, the Amish layering system produces fertility that lasts the entire growing season and beyond. The key to the Amish method is a consistent, balanced ratio of manure to straw. A common mistake is adding too much manure, which can cause overheating, ammonia burn, and loss of nitrogen to the air. On the other hand, using too much straw without enough nitrogen results in a decomposition stall, locking up nutrients instead of releasing them. Amish farmers typically use a 2-to-1 carbon to nitrogen ratio by volume, 2 parts straw to 1 part manure. This ensures that microbial populations have enough carbon to build their bodies and enough nitrogen to fuel reproduction and activity. When stacked correctly, the layers form a slow composting mattress within the soil, heating gently at first but settling into a stable breakdown that, feeds roots gradually. Layering is not done at just any time of year. The Amish often prepare their beds in late fall after the final harvest. This gives the pile months to mature before spring planting. Over winter, moisture seeps in from snow or rain, and microbes work steadily at low temperatures, reducing the risk of nutrient loss. If fall layering is not possible, early spring before planting still works, but you must allow at least 3 to 4 weeks for the first heating phase to pass. Fresh manure can be too hot for young roots, so this resting period is essential. The waiting time is not wasted, it's when most of the microbial colonization takes place, setting the stage for a fertile, living soil by planting time. Amish farmers often start by clearing the planting area and loosening the topsoil. The first layer is a mat of clean, dry straw spread about 4 inches thick. This layer acts as a carbon base, preventing nutrient runoff and providing air pockets for microbial life. On top of this, a layer of manure about 2 inches thick is evenly spread, making sure there are no dense clumps. The process is repeated, straw, manure, until the desired bed height is reached. Typically, 2 to 3 full cycles are enough for a deep garden bed. The topmost layer is always straw. This acts as a moisture cap, keeps odor down, and prevents flies from being attracted to the fresh manure underneath. Over time, the layers compress into a rich, crumbly blend that's both fertile and moisture retentive. One of the most underrated benefits of the manure and straw layering method is, honestly, its ability to retain moisture. Straw fibers create a sponge-like structure that holds water between decomposed particles, while the humus produced from the manure binds water molecules at a microscopic level. This means that during hot, dry spells, plants have access to stored water deeper in the soil profile. In Amish gardens, this moisture-retaining quality reduces the need for irrigation, which is pretty crucial in areas where water is scarce or pumping is just not practical. The method works even in sandy soils where water usually drains away quickly. Once the layers break down, they form a darker, denser soil that resists drying out. Beyond nutrients and moisture, This method builds an extraordinary microbial ecosystem. The straw provides long-lasting carbon, which fungi in particular thrive on, weaving their hyphae through the decomposing layers. The manure brings in bacteria, protozoa, and actinomycetes, which multiply rapidly as they feed on the fresh material. Together, these organisms work symbiotically. Fungi help unlock minerals and transport water. Bacteria fix nitrogen and break down complex compounds, and protozoa recycle nutrients back into plant-available forms. The result is a soil that not only feeds plants directly, but also supports a thriving underground network that keeps nutrients cycling naturally, year after year. While the Amish system is simple, cutting corners can, really lead to poor results. Using straw that's contaminated with herbicide residue can actually kill soil microbes and damage your plants. Likewise, manure from animals that were recently treated with certain veterinary drugs can disrupt the decomposition process and, honestly, harm your crops. Always make sure your materials are clean and free from chemical residues. Another common error is letting the pile dry out. Moisture is critical for decomposition. If you live in a dry climate, a light watering between each layer during construction really helps maintain microbial activity. And finally, avoid compacting the layers by stepping on them during assembly. Microbes need air to function effectively. If you layer everything in the fall, you'll see dramatic changes by spring. The bed will have settled and darkened, the straw mostly transformed into humus, and the manure broken down into a fine, rich material. Plants grown in this soil will often show, stronger early growth, deeper green leaves, and better drought resistance compared to plants grown in untreated soil. Over multiple seasons, the effect really compounds as the soil structure keeps improving and earthworm populations increase. Chemical fertilizers can give you a short-term boost, but they do little to improve long-term soil structure or microbial health. The Amish layering system, on the other hand, builds fertility from the ground up, creating a self-sustaining cycle. As the layers decompose, they leave behind stable organic matter, humus, that holds nutrients for years, not just weeks. This is why Amish farmers can maintain high yields without the heavy dependence on store-bought fertilizers that, many modern farms require. The manure and straw layering method isn't just an old-fashioned trick. It's a proven, biologically sound way to create a thriving garden bed that can sustain crops season after season. By understanding the correct ratios, timing, and construction, you can totally replicate the results Amish farmers have relied on for generations. Your soil will not only feed your plants but also store water, support tons of microbial life, and stay fertile with minimal outside input. If you found this guide valuable and want more time-tested, practical gardening methods, make sure to subscribe to Hydrohaven and share this with other growers who want to build truly living soil. The more we bring back these traditional, sustainable methods, the stronger and more resilient our gardens will become.